Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Clash in Cayman. Make some noise. You can do better than that, Cayman. Let's go, make some noise. There we go, fight fans. Making their way to the ring in the red corner, 253 pounds. Fighting out of Brighton, England. Make some noise for Mr. Harvey Dykes. Out of the blue corner, coming out of the red corner, weighing in at 246 pounds, fighting out of Alberta, Canada. Make some noise for Tyler Tremblett.
So after a little false start, we're moving on to our heavyweight attraction here tonight in Georgetown, and here comes Tyler Tremblett from Canada, Alberta to be precise. He's 32 years of age, 3 pro fights, a couple of wins, 1 defeat, 1 stoppage victory, and until Tuesday he had no concept that he might be sitting by the Caribbean Ocean enjoying a drink late on a Friday night. Late replacement, but here to take advantage of it.
Weighing in at 253 pounds, fighting out of Brighton, England. Make some noise for Mr. Harvey Dykes.
So now it will be Harvey Dykes. Turned pro late at 27. Of course, there are at every level in the United Kingdom at the moment so many heavyweights to gain publicity and gain interest. It's a very crowded marketplace, but he has started with a victory. Just, a month ago in Brighton on that card, which featured a couple of other talented young heavyweights. He saw Eric Nazarian.
Cayman Islands Commission presiding over the fight today, and the judges, Mr. Donovan Boucher, Tim Thomason, and Dale Ramoon. And inside the ring, taking all the action will be Mr. Joey Scoville.
So Joel Scobie is the referee, gonna bring the 2 heavyweights together. Dykes, the taller man, and at the scales yesterday, 7 pounds heavier, 253 pounds, playing 246. Stopped early, Tremblett last time out in Edmonton in mid-October. First round down and out against Jorge Paredes. So scheduled for 6 at heavyweight. Harvey Dykes, built it out of Brighton. against Tyler Tremblett, who's made the trip down from Alberta, Canada. Tremblett doing his best to earn some respect inside the first minute here. Dykes starts to settle. Work off the jab quite nicely there. I have just the sense, Russell, that the better boxing we might be seeing here from Dykes, but a very clear sense also that Tremblett is a competitor, doesn't mind it rough and ready.
100%. Obviously, Dykes is the more experienced man, 10-2 record that he holds. But this is heavyweight boxing. One punch is all it takes. And I'm sure Tremblett will be looking for that KO. And Dykes would be searching for his first KO as well, despite having a 10-2 record.
Tremblett earns a bit of respect with that right hand. It's a learning experience for all of us here tonight, I'll be honest, about Harvey Dykes. Tremblett again is willing to throw that right hand, really let it go with utter conviction. Dykes did well to get out of the way, and he is very agile indeed, Dykes, for such a big fellow. Very nice combination off the right jab there. He's certainly giving Tremblett plenty of problems to solve in the boxing department in this opening round. But in close, this is where Tremblett feels he can make a mark on Dykes. He'd prefer him not to go anywhere until he gives him a good going over along those ropes. And Dykes has rather slid down the rope rather than slid away. Now he does get away. Chance to get free and send out that southpaw jab of his and work off that again. Keeping the tempo high. At range, he looks impressive to me, Dykes. Still in the very early stages of this fight, and indeed in his career. But they've wasted little time getting down to it. And both have had success during this opening round. Tremblett looking to finish strong and throw that right hand if possible. Good round. So here we go, round two. Harvey Dykes, as Russell has said, with the greater experience, is cool, calm and collected through that opening round. But Tremblett, undaunted. Dykes out and away. Referee Scobie gets in between them, and I think he's going to have to do it again here. Dykes is smothering and closing down on Dykes' work at every opportunity. Try as he might to turn him on the ropes there, Russell, he can't do it. There is that bit of power about Tremblett. Physical power which prevents Dykes from turning him, as he's again seeking to do here. And that tells us a couple of things. One, that Harvey Dykes has got a very, very good boxing intelligence, actually, and he knows what is required, but it also reminds us that Tremblett is a big, strong fella, and he's happy to make his strength, his physical bulk, pay. And again, he's marching Dykes back to the rope here. That can be very tiring for Dykes if Dykes isn't careful. Dykes has demonstrated already tonight, as per the form book, that he's got the know-how, the experience, and probably the better skill set, but it's becoming Tremblett's kind of fight. Needs to get out, Dykes. Tremblett in danger of giving him a bit of working over here. There's a bit of blood around the nose of Dykes. That will encourage Tremblett that these tactics are starting to work a little bit. Dykes from distance responds well. Tremblett hung on and then let go to demonstrate to the referee that he was all right. He nearly sat down on that bottom rope there. I'm not sure he convinced anybody that he's all right. Dykes has found a little bit of a moment of a breakthrough. Tremblett needs a half a second or two to compose himself.
I think that flurry earned a little bit of respect.
Tremblett has slowed Dykes down in this second round. That is to his advantage, but a reminder that the superior skills in the main belong to Harvey Dykes here. Last 10 seconds of this second round. The right hand by Tremblett wasn't bad. The second right hand was better. And Dykes, just for a moment, was grateful that the rope was there. Some good work again from both in that second round. Russell.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there was a lot of holding, but I guess that is to the advantage of Tremblett, putting all that weight on Dykes.
Luke Hewitt is in the corner for Dykes. Dean Maynard over on the other side.
Two rounds down. 4 to go.
Rounds down, Russell. At range, Dykes can dictate terms. It's not been at range for long enough. That's the problem.
Yeah, he certainly looks like the more technical guy on the outside. And I guess that is why Tremblett wants to keep him as close as possible.
Just in one sense, Dykes has rather helped Tremblett achieve that end. He does tend to go back in a straight line. If he can focus on going around in a circle around him to keep Tremblett on the move, he probably would avoid that. Sometimes that's difficult when, as here, he's working well to get inside off that pretty good jab of his, the southpaw jab. Left hand found the mark. Tremblett took a step backwards there, but comes back again with that right hand, which is his default shot. Left hook was a good one by Dykes. Didn't wait for the jab, just opened up in response. Good heavyweight fight, this.
I think that one went a bit low.
He'll get some time here. It's an unwanted break really for Dykes. He was getting into his rhythm there, I thought. Should be encouraged though. Nice and tidy there, very accurate. The boxing will bring the victory here for Dykes, no question of it.
100%.
Out and away on his feet. Sense of a breakthrough, and Dykes wants to get on with it. I think he felt there that the referee intervening rather gave Tremblett a half a second to recover his composure again. but Tremblett's running short of ideas. A sense that the fight has turned very much in favour of Dykes in this third round. Tremblett's beginning to fall in a little bit more as well, and if Dykes can just measure him, I think he could catch him on the way in as he loses balance.
Couldn't agree with you more. Dykes just need to stay off the ropes and do what he's been doing for the majority of this round, but this is exactly where Tremblett wants him, right up against the ropes.
Has allowed his best work to be smothered a little bit. Tremblett has rather ruined a lot of good intentions in this round for me, because it was going very well for Dykes for the first minute and a half. The left hook near the finish of the round wasn't far away. Big arcing shot. Tremblett pretty much got out of the way of it, and he's going to see his way through to the end of this third round, but it's been harder for Tremblett, and for me, better by Dykes. I think they feel in the corner they could have done without the visit from the referee there, quite honestly. They feel that Tremblett has instigated all the ungainly stuff. Ugly fight is to Tremblett's liking. A boxing match is to Dykes' liking. Either way, for me, Dykes is winning it, and at times looking impressive. Sharp punch right at the start of the fourth round, and Tremblett definitely felt it. I haven't seen Harvey Dykes before. I'm quite impressed with this tonight, for one with such little professional experience. You rightly mentioned his amateur experience, Russell, and with every respect to you, what you may not be aware is it's almost as hard to get credibility and exposure as an amateur in British heavyweight boxing at the moment, because the depth of field is so great. There's so many good fighters, amateur and pro these days at heavyweight, in marked contrast to 15, 20 years ago. But this is a performance tonight, for me, in only his second pro outing from Dykes, which will alert a few people to his ability. There really is something to work with here. And Tremblett's in danger of getting a bit of a going over here. The time has come for Tremblett to show something different, rather than willpower, and obviously he's a very robust, strong young man. That alone is not enough here. Slipping and sliding along the rope. Blowing hard, Tremblett. The fundamentals are sound, and of course, Russell, the amateur background to mention again, that is what gives the basic toolkit to a man like Harvey Dykes.
And you could see that turnover. I mean, he looks incredibly technical, as you mentioned. It doesn't look like a heavyweight, and he's so clean with his punches, and they're coming from him lightning fast right now, late in this fight.
Just needs to continue to give him a going over off that right jab, not as he did a couple of times in this round. Let Tremblett smother the work that he's doing, some of which is very good indeed. Take a little step back and let the punches go. Tremblett can't stop all of them. The playbook for Tremblett's a pretty short one, in all honesty. Press and try to get your man onto the rope, give him a going over and find a little angle from there. He can't jab his way in, he can't box his way in, and he can't dance his way in. All of those compartments belong to Dykes in this fight. Again, a couple of missed, but a couple of good shots in there as well from Dykes.
Yes. You've got to stay behind your jab and keep your distance. There's no reason to run. You're corralling. You fucking don't punch us from the outside. You don't have to be loaded up.
So round by round, Harvey Dykes is taking control of this in quite impressive fashion. Tremblett is trading on his willpower and his natural strength, but it's not getting a lot of reward here, honestly. We've had one or two good heavyweights, actually, Russell, from the Brighton area, Sussex, South Coast, glorious part of the country in England over the last couple of decades. My old friend Scott Welsh, and now his son, actually, in action. I understand Welsh Jr. fought on the same card in Brighton a few weeks ago as Harvey Dykes on his pro debut. Could be a terrific local rivalry to build between those two. It's good pressure from Dykes.
I think Tremblett might be on wobbly legs here.
Tremblett's not getting out of the way of any of these. He's doing his best to hold on. Round after round, it's gotten harder and harder for Tremblett. It's a six-rounder, reminder. Dykes look, to me at least, to be winning it in style, but to finish it off in style will be something else. And I think that's in his mind now. It's always difficult to know for certain, Russell, when the referee intervenes like that, to what degree the opponent has actually helped turn it into what one might call a foul shot by leaning in the way he did there, Tremblett. Didn't seem to me to be a lot that Dykes did wrong, in all honesty.
He just caught him with a clean 1-2. And I think that that's, you know, Dykes' most impressive thing is that he just masters the basic of boxing. He slips, he uses jabs, and just keeps everything so crisp.
Nice way to finish the round. Admittedly, he's an easy target and a slow-moving target, but Dykes is applying a very good method here tonight.
Here we go, sixth and final round. Harvey Dykes looking to continue to outbox Tyler Tremblett, who is looking for a comeback victory, no doubt. But you never know in the sport of boxing.
One thing I think I do know is that Tremblett's going to come and look for something spectacular. Here he goes. He knows he's a mile behind on points. There's only one way he can possibly win this. And his spirit is still strong, even if he's been outschooled tonight. So he remains dangerous to me potentially, because, Russell, in heavyweight boxing, one shot is all it takes. So Dykes just needs to be mindful of that, as controlled and in control as he has been in this fight.
And no doubt he'll be searching for that knockout shot. But he won't get it holding on to Dykes. Credit to Dykes, he's really done what he is supposed to do. You know, again, just using the basics of boxing to control this fight.
Tremblett is the kind of guy you cannot give any encouragement to, because if you allow him to believe that you are becoming frustrated or fatigued, he will still think he's got a chance. He's got that competitive drive inside. Admirable in that sense. Technically, he's been given an absolute lesson tonight from Harvey Dykes, as we see again here. But while he's standing, he still thinks he's got a shot. We've also come to the stage in the fight now where Tremblett knows that the end is in sight, and he will take something from surviving through the distance tonight. Might be as little as 30 seconds to go here. A few cries of "Come on, England." I don't know whether the fans in from Brighton, the Harvey Dykes fan club. There's a reminder that while you're on your feet, if you're Tremblett, you've still got a chance if you throw something. And he did throw something near the end. Well done to both. Tremblett's earned his respect. Dykes has surely earned the victory, and I think Dykes might be welcome back here in the Cayman Islands. For me, that was a very good showing tonight. Everybody's applauding it now, not just the England fans, who appear to have made their way here, maybe from Brighton or elsewhere. Maybe they're just casual holiday makers here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. But for whoever, he has put on a show here tonight. A very good showing indeed from Harvey Dykes, for one still so inexperienced in the pro game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and the winner of the heavyweight fight by unanimous decision, Harvey Dykes.
That was a very good night's work for me by Harvey Dykes, and he's going out to salute some of those fans who followed him. Well done to Tyler Tremblett for getting through that and raising a smile at the end of it. Now we're going to try and get a word with him in a moment or two here on Fight Zone, and I think he's an intriguing story. Let's try to ask him to come out of the ring. Dennis Hobson is going to help us in that regard. Here comes Steve Krupp as well. The two guiding him outside of the ring, quite literally outside of the ring, in just a moment, hopefully. Thank you, Dennis. Harvey, come out and join us. Well done, my friend. We're live on Fight Zone.
Thank you all for staying up. Hello to my daughters, Kayla and Kyla. What I said.
Right, well, if I may speak, I was very impressed with that. How near to what you were looking for tonight was that?
Nowhere near, to be honest, if I'm honest. But that's my second fight as a pro. We stepped straight up to 6 rounds. You know, some pros are taking like 4 or 5. We want to go to cruiserweight for titles. Next year is going to be a complete different year. We're going to work our way down, and then by 2025 we'll be ready for titles. I'm a little bit too small for heavyweight, but I've got that style, do you know what I mean? I can fight, I can box, I can mix it up whenever.
I understand the reasoning in many ways, but as we both know, the cruiserweight division, even for the up-and-comers in Britain, has become nearly as competitive as the heavyweight route. It is not going to be an easier route for you.
Not, but I feel like my size with my speed and my advantages, I think I'll get more power going down. I know it sounds a bit weird, but I feel like when I'm hitting cruiserweights, it's hurting a little bit more. Their speed's unbelievable, do you know what I mean? But I'm carrying a lot of weight at the minute. I've got track nutrition, and can I just say shout out, because Sussex Building Company, if it weren't for them I wouldn't be pro. Yates is scaffolding, Tony, your PDS, but if it weren't for Marcus Morley at Sussex Building, I'd be a bit screwed. He really helps me out monthly. Honestly, he's a diamond. I just want to thank him for that.
Okay, that's fair enough on Fight Zone. We've been very impressed with this performance tonight. A couple more questions before I let you go, please, Harvey. When you turned pro, having won that English ABA Championship, of course, what were your expectations of life as a pro, and how are they matching up now?
I've moved to Don Charles, up in Finchley, and Luke who helps me out in Brighton. I've moved to Don, and I'm learning a complete different style. He's got Tony Oka fighting Saturday, that's why he's not with us. But yeah, with Don Charles, I was Daniel DeBar's one of the main sparring partners for a Usyk fight. And then we got together, me and Don, through that kind of, that was like a trial period. And yeah, it worked really well. I feel like Don's bringing me on a lot.
Great trainer.
Unbelievable trainer. He speaks highly of you as well. I was speaking to him earlier. But yeah, Don, Coach Ian, I've got strength with this Alex and Lewis Carr. So I'm getting it all right now. It's next year we've got to get down. If you're not a cruiserweight, I know there's bridge and weight as well for that.
Yes, and there could be, I believe, potentially a new whole cruiserweight, a kind of super cruiserweight division.
Truly, you probably know more than me. I heard there might be a British title coming.
That would be nice as well. But you've ruined my last question on this interview, and I'm going to tell you why. Because with your background from Brighton, New Haven, the Sussex coastline, there was a natural question to be asked about the other heavyweights over the last 20 years. My old buddy from Brighton, Scott Welch, and his son. And I was seeing for the promoters a really lovely selling line there, a heavyweight rivalry in Brighton, and that would sell. Trust me, that would sell.
Listen, I respect Tom. His dad's a lovely, you know, and Ben Pringle's the genius behind all that. I respect Tom a lot, you know what I mean? And that's a natural fight to happen down the line. He'll have it, I have it. That will happen down the line. I do want to get down for titles, but you know, when that fight comes along, it comes along. You know, I've only had 2. He's about 14, I think. You know, I think he's got to step up now and take a step up. But, you know, I wish him nothing but the best. I wish the whole team nothing but the best. I've got nothing problem with them, do you know what I mean? I'm a nice kid, do you know what I mean? I'd like everyone. But, you know, I don't fear anyone.
I'll tell you what else. I think you're a good fighter and you've got a real chance. and you can clearly draw a crowd because you managed to get a few of your own supporters all the way from the south coast to here in the beautiful Cayman Islands.
Yeah, I can bring Dennis in. I think this could be a partnership coming, maybe. Leave you to say a bit more on that if you want to.
Just a line, Dennis, please.
Just a line. You've had it all. Listen, his pedigree speaks for itself. And me and my partner here, Steve Crump, and obviously we've got Barry Borden and GBH Promotions, but my great friend Obe, who I've met through another great friend of mine, Don Charles. The team is excellent. We'll do our bit.